Yes, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Good. Pretty simple this morning. Like I said, personally, I want to see a run towards the low from Friday. It was a bank holiday. It's really very rare to see those kind of level to stay in place before running the opposite side. So I would like to see expansion at the open toward 29,520 around that. Once it's done, I would maybe like to long, but I will be patient because right now we see a lot of divergence between indices, and if ES start to fail when Nasdaq accelerate lower, maybe we could see a bigger sell-off than just the bank holiday low. So I'll be very patient. Honestly, right now I missed the short. I will say again because again this morning the focus was right, but I was not able to engage it the right way. So let's see what the open can bring, and after that I will look if we could see a bounce. Maybe I will be interested in it. ES and the Dow still very strong. The Russell getting it pretty hard right now with the Nasdaq. This will be very important for me, so I will just outline it like that. I will not engage in Taurine this morning since, of course, it could be if you want to play it 100% mechanical, it could be a nice scalp, like a bounce, but I will not engage it personally. We have a dynamic cycle forming right now on M5. Maybe this could change the framework for the open. It's the kind of environment where we need to be very patient. And I don't want to say I was not patient the last couple of days since it was only like paper cut loss, but many paper cut loss start to gain some momentum, and it's not what you want to do. Last week I was able to snap like two, three big trade that bring me back green and erased all the small loss I took. But I don't want to do that again this week. So I'll be very patient. We took a small loss this morning. It was a starter position, so I didn't add to it. Let's see what the open can do. So if we punch lower pretty aggressively first, could be interesting. You see around reacting right now. This is a trade like over this FEG, and I would target like maybe this one, 630. But like I said, personally, I will not engage in that. It's a dynamic cycle, so it changed the way I will look at. There you go. Anyone took this, Torine? Probably Gary P, if he's there. So target both first and second target hit on the same candle. So the bottom part at 620, it was the first target. 670 was the second one. So you see, we have a big pop on Nasdaq, on the Russell, and the Dow sitting off. So right now, the market is like it's always like that, but not that much. I will watch this. If we came back below it, I will maybe short it. So watch this. Around 29,600. That's a nice pop. If we run from there, strongly personally, I will call it a day. I don't have any interest trading higher without taking out the low from last Friday. But again, like I said, we have a dynamic cycle here right on time on Taurine. So this change, I don't want to say everything, but this change a lot of things. So a new delivery start here. I will watch the 30-minute close also. Like I said in the prep this morning, if we put a down close candle below this, like we just did at 9, and we bring it back up, it's something I will look too long. But watch for the short right now. You can have the closure. We didn't close below it, so nothing to engage right now. It's possible that we missed it though, but I want my down close candle. And we should run lower. So I will probably miss the short, but I miss it like by 2 seconds. This candle rally closed and then snap lower. That was a nice one. Pretty tough to play it. Like we didn't have any confirmation, but it was nice. Anyone took the terrain play this morning or not? That's a nice sell. Sad that I was not able to engage here to engage a short, but not sure about that. I tell you in the Discord earlier that I would like to short over 9. If you short over 9, you basically snap every single pop. So there you go. Friday's low is gone. Again, this strategy, it's not a strategy, but it's like something you should be aware of and give a lot of attention. But every bank holiday, it's pretty much the same every single day, every single bank holiday. Put on your chart the high and the low from a bank holiday and use that as targets and even bias. So we are now in a situation where I said the exact situation I told you earlier. Like this could be a nice spot for a long in one of those blocks around there. But at the same time, if the Dow and the S&P start to sell and to catch up with Nasdaq, I will we will probably see a big acceleration on Nasdaq lower. So a different day, pretty much the same story. Like the game plan was perfect. I was not able to execute it the way I was looking for. The bias was there. The focus was there since yesterday. Of course, yesterday we went higher first. Last week low is very possible if we expand lower on ES and the Dow. We need to see that to see a large expansion on Nasdaq though. So we filled a gap also from Sunday, last Thursday, I guess. That's a nice bounce, right on time. Let's see if we can have a quick dip below it again. That's a nice tap of this FAG. AMD getting smoked. It's like I said, it's pretty tough to read the market backing in this kind of environment because we have like turbo large days on AMD, Nvidia, stuff like that. Like we don't see like 1-2% day. Like we see 6, 7, 10% day on MU, AMD, Nvidia, Meta. So of course the indices move accordingly of that. That's a nice bounce once Friday's low was taken out. Right now, to be honest, I'm probably the best. I'm looking for the right word, but I'm probably the best trader to not trade. Like the bias and the game plan is fucking on point every single morning, but since last week, I have a little bit of difficulties with my execution. But at the end of the day, it's the point to. Sorry, I just had a news, but yeah, it's exactly what you want from. Of course, it's nice when I call a trade and you are able to see them and engage in them, but the real point is what I give you before the market open, like the prep, where to focus, and after that, it's your responsibility to engage the way you want to with your strategy and stuff like that. But yes, I would like to to be a little bit more active on those perfect run, man. This is near perfection. This was maybe a maybe a limit sell here could have been nice, but it's easier to say after the fact. I didn't hate the long on Nasdaq right now. We just wick 936, hit the block and then bounce. Let's see if ES can bounce too. The top step tilt is not what I will what I would have like to see him like. If people were like AV short right now, the long could be very nice, but it's pretty much 50-50. The Dow is selling off pretty strongly. Same with the Russell. Nasdaq start to hang a little bit here. Nice pop on crude, by the way, with like if you still think that the Iran and the Middle East situation is fully finished, you I think you don't understand the game right now. Yes, we have a deal in place, but again, yesterday we Iran bombed some ship, so I don't think it will stop soon. You need to understand that the market mechanics during the summer are different. So it's not surprising to me that we almost didn't hear anything about all those news. So that's a nice pop on NQ. Something I personally, if we didn't hit that first, I would have taken this long as a scalp. If we put a 30-minute closer above 630, I will look for longs on Nasdaq. We have a lot of big zones above us though. The crude is ripping. Maybe another lower low 480 on Nasdaq could be nice. It's not necessary. It's not an obligation though. So Ryan worked again this morning for a scalp. Good job, Marco, by the way, on your short earlier on Nasdaq. Nice push on Nasdaq. Personally, I will not play this inversion. Yeah. Those New York Open are tricky, man. Recently, they are very tough, and I posted something earlier today about that. But honestly, I think Asia is more easy to trade, and it's better to trade Asia in 2026 than New York Open, and I'm serious about that. Of course, it's not every Asia session that is great, but that's also not every New York session that is great. Right now, New York Open are, I don't want to say trash, but most of the time they are trash. Or if you are not in before or at the Open, your target are tagged very quickly, and then after that we stall, and it's normal. And it's okay to know the draw. It's okay to have the target and to know where the market should go. But sometimes being in right at the open, it's not, personally, it's not something I recommend, especially if you are a new trader or you don't have a lot of experience. Even me personally, I don't like that. Sometimes I will be in because I'm already in the trade since a couple of time, but and I don't want to say it's gambling or casino because it's not the case. We know where the market should go and stuff like that, but the vol can sometimes be a little bit dangerous, especially if you trade funded accounts. If you put another down close candle below 570, it could be a short. Personally, I will not engage in any short right now because my main target are already it, but this should bring price lower. Same with ES. And yes, it's maybe a little bit, I don't want to say sad, but bad that I can't engage the way I was looking for, but I have to do the same thing that I told you. Like if the main target, when the main targets are it, you need to be aware of it and you need to be less aggressive and probably down trade. Like yes, we can see a large continuation lower right now. It's something very possible. But personally, this trade, yes, this is an entry, but in a strategy, you don't only need an entry. You need a context, you need a target, you need to know where you from and where you will go. In this case, I have the where we from, like this is nice, this is an entry, but I don't have any A plus target or easy targets. That's why I will not take that. Yeah, Marco, it depends on many things, but personally, when my first target is it on my trade just before the open, most of the time I will just get fully out. Depend on the size. Like if your runner is more than like 20% of the position, you should probably close it fully. If it's less than that, it's not the end of the world to take a break even on the runner. So it will not be a super long session today, and it will also be not a too attractive session. But I will not engage something just to engage something. I will not take trade just to entertain you. Yeah, Jeff, I terrain on gold. I think it's nice. I don't know if you took it. The only thing I see on this terrain on gold, like you see the shitload of zones here that's supporting price, so it's pretty tough to. And we already gave that. Maybe it was that you were talking about. Oh yeah, you were talking about this. Yeah, that's nice. It worked. So Nasdaq is selling. I am. Maybe I will try a short on ES holding, but it's not a good. It's not a good idea to do that. Shorting the strongest and this is not. It's not always a good idea. But this is interesting. Same on Nasdaq. I gave you this like this down close candle, one touch, two possibility to engage that lower low, easy target. Again, there's no real context, there's no real targets. And honestly, if we fail to hold around that, around 460, we should probably see like 300 pretty quickly, my opinion. And if we see that, it's not very it's pretty dangerous. Good morning, Bella. So let's see what 10 can bring. It's pretty simple for me. Like I don't want to engage in anything until we lose completely this zone and maybe find a short over 10 a.m. This could be nice. Other than that, we need to print an up close candle over or above 630 on the 30-minute chart for longs. Other than that, the easy run already happened. So for me, there's nothing to be really excited about. So we just tap 480. We need to hold here on Nasdaq. If we don't hold that, we should see ES fading too, and Nasdaq accelerate lower. But until we hold that, we could expect a bounce. Did you take it, GF, on gold? Why is nothing the live? We also print a yeah, okay, again, like it changed very quickly. And there you go, ES breaking down here. I'm expecting 562.5 on ES. Like this London low, just below it. That's a nice sale, man. And again, I don't want to say I'm pissed off or I'm not necessarily frustrated about that, but like being right on where the market should go and to not be able to engage it, there's nothing wrong with that. But when it's been like 2, 3, 4 sessions in a row, it's a little bit tougher to do that. So we just lose 460 on Nasdaq. My focus now is, can we stay below that at 10? And shorting over 10 could be nice. This is what I will look for. Still a lot of time before 10 though, so we can like see a large bounce right now. If it's the case, this scenario will not interest me anymore. The Russell getting smoked like big time, like small caps getting it pretty aggressively. Like it's a very nice sell on since the open. Same with Nasdaq, but the Russell is weaker here. Anybody took anything this morning on the short side? I know that Marco snapped the move before 9. Yeah, Asia is underrated. And to finish what I was telling you about Asia, like if I was like 5, 6, 7 years younger, it would be very interesting to trade Asia. And honestly, I would do what I have to do to trade Asia. But with a family, with responsibility and stuff like that, I will not start trading Asia. There's no way I can do that. So 560 coming. Yes, maybe we can move to another country to trade Asia. But this is the funny part. Like you see all those influencer and traders online flashing lifestyle with big trip around the world, living in Dubai and stuff like that. Some of those guys are probably real. But even if they're real, like sometimes people asking me if you are profitable, why you are not moving away from Quebec where the tax and stuff like that. Man, we have a family here. We we just don't. We are not like we just don't chase money. We chase deeper thing than that. There you go. Nasdaq, the S&P will take London low right there, 563. We should see an OLR bounce, timed with 10 a.m. So maybe we could see a nice bounce. Gold is failing. The crude is ripping. Like I think those news with Iran could they already did that, but could spark a leg on the crude. I talked a little bit about it yesterday in the Discord. So don't go crazy like full margin short right now. It's the we are at the beginning of the month in a in a bullish environment. So for me, it's a good thing to sit down first. So 10 is coming. Pretty tough to like I always said, like if you want to short or long anything, don't look at price, because if you want to short, personally, I will look to short above 10. If you want to long, look to long above 10. Like as simple as that. We tag a nice level on ES. This is what I was expecting. Now let's see if we want to expand lower or if this can spark a bounce in a large bounce. Personally, I
All
will
right.
look for
Well, keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
like we had that, and we didn't close above it. So you see, we didn't close above that, so it's tougher to be confident. Honestly, there's really nothing between where we at now and 340 on Nasdaq. Doesn't mean we can't bounce though. I see a OLR on ES, the Russell and the Dow getting smoked. So honestly, I think we will go lower, but we could maybe see a quick bounce here. Really tough to spot some level to engage. Like I said, like over 10 for me, it's a good sell. The vol is huge, man. This is like 50 points already, so be aware of it. I will not be with you. I will close the stream in about like 5 to 10 minutes max. I have an appointment this morning, later this morning, so I have to leave the office. If you are bearish, you want to see expansion below 10 and probably create something. All this price run is pretty much efficient, so for me there's no real reason to go much higher if you are bearish. Maybe this block will be my last line in the sand, and if we disrespect that, we will. I don't like the longs because I don't have any way to engage this run other than a up close candle closure above 632 on the 30-minute charts. This is the only thing I will look for, and I will also put an alert on that. So again, I called the market really, really well last couple of days, last couple of weeks, but I executed like I don't want to say I like it's not like I executed the wrong way, but I just didn't execute at all. So it's it's okay, but it's not okay for what I'm expecting for me. But no trade is no trade is generally good trades, but when the setup is there, you need to execute it. It's pretty sketchy to engage those price run, but there's a way. DXY is breaking out pretty strongly. Same with the crude. So if you are bearish, you want to see an FEG forming right there. I would like to see this to form and expand lower pretty quickly. Same with the S&P. You saw the OLR I was expecting, but now we need to see aggressive retracement on that. There you go. We need to see some speed on Nasdaq below those lows. This was a nice sell. And honestly, again, there's big levels. We are on a big zone on ES, but on Nasdaq, there's nothing below where we are now and 340. DXY is on a fucking roll. I don't know if there's a news or anything, but that's a pretty big bounce. So that's it for me this morning. I will call it a day like that. Watch this. I would like to see this FVG deliver lower prices. If not, personally, I would like do nothing because we already wicked 10 a.m. high. So if we want to go lower, this high should not be retested. If we want to go higher, like I said, this is my main focus. Of course, we could maybe print something in time in the next couple of minutes that will change my mind and let me engage earlier than that. But before that, for me, there's nothing A plus on indices right now. We are on the OLR play on ES. If you play that, play it as a scalp. So that's it for me. Have a good one. I talk to you later in the chat. See you tomorrow.